My fiancé announced, "Surprise, I'm already married, but don't worry, I'm getting divorced soon." I said, "That is a surprise." Then I discovered she was actually married to 3 different men in 3 different states, and I was going to be number 4. When all 4 of us in the FBI showed up at her bachelorette party. Original post. I, 38 male, thought I'd won the lottery when I met Natalie, 32. Beautiful, charming, successful real estate agent who traveled constantly for luxury property showings. We'd been together 18 months, engaged for 3. Wedding planned for next month. Deposits paid, venue booked, the works. 2 weeks ago, we were having dinner when she dropped it casually, like mentioning the weather. "Oh, by the way, there's something I should tell you before the wedding. I'm technically still married." I put down my fork. "Excuse me?" She waved her hand dismissively. "It's nothing. College mistake. We separated years ago. The divorce papers are processing. Should be done any day now." "You're currently married? And you're just telling me this now?" "Babe, it's not a big deal. We haven't spoken in forever. It's just paperwork." Something felt off. The way she wouldn't meet my eyes. How she changed the subject immediately. But what really got me was her laptop. She left it open the next morning while showering. I wasn't snooping initially, just wanted to check the weather, but there was an email notification preview. "Monthly payment received, Walter." Walter? Who the hell was Walter? I know, privacy and all that. But when your fiancé casually mentions she's married to someone else, red flags start waving. I clicked the email. It was a bank transfer confirmation. $3,500 from Walter Hutchinson. The memo line, "Monthly support as agreed." My stomach dropped. Support? As agreed? Started digging through her emails. Yeah, I'm that guy now. Found 3 separate email chains. 3 different men. All sending monthly payments. All addressing her with different last names. Walter Hutchinson, referring to her as Natalie Hutchinson, married 2019. Jerome Mills, calling her Nat Mills, married 2021. Dennis Chang, Natalie Chang, married 2022. Each email thread had discussions about their properties, joint investments, and disturbingly, when she'd have time to visit. My fiancé wasn't getting divorced from one husband. She had 3. In 3 different states. And based on our wedding plans, I was about to become number 4. I sat there for maybe 20 minutes, just staring at the screen. Then I did what any rational person would do. I took screenshots of everything, emailed them to myself, and called my buddy who's a paralegal. Hypothetically, I said, if someone was married to multiple people in different states, that would be bigamy, federal crime, very illegal. Cool. Update 1, 3 days later. After discovering Natalie's triple marriage situation, I needed more information. Couldn't just confront her without understanding what I was dealing with. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I turned detective. First, I ran some basic searches. Marriage records are public in most states. Found them. Natalie and Walter, married in Nevada, 2019. Natalie and Jerome, married in Florida, 2021. Natalie and Dennis, married in Texas, 2022. All legal marriages, all still active, no divorce filings anywhere. But here's where it gets wilder. I found her Instagram accounts. Plural, she had 4 different profiles. 1, the one I knew, our life together, engagement photos, wedding planning. 2, Nat Hutchinson, photos with Walter, business trips to Vegas, blessed wife 3. Natalie Mills 21, Jerome and her at beach resorts, living our best life. 4, Mrs. Chang, properties. Her and Dennis at various real estate events. Each account painted a different life. Different friend groups, different cities. The business trips she took every month. Visits to her other husbands. I was spiraling. Then I remembered. Her bachelorette party was this weekend. Her sister Jessica was organizing it. Big blowout at a rented mansion about 2 hours away. All her friends would be there. That's when I had an idea. Maybe the worst idea. Maybe the best. I found Walter Hutchinson on LinkedIn, CEO of a logistics company in Nevada. Sent him a message. "Hi Walter, this might sound strange, but I need to ask you about Natalie. Please call me." Within an hour my phone rang. "Who is this?" Walter's voice was cautious. "I'm Daniel. I'm engaged to Natalie, getting married next month." Long silence. "That's impossible. I'm married to Natalie." "Yeah, about that. You're one of 3. Maybe 4 if she went through with our wedding." "What?" Spent the next hour on a conference call with Walter, then Jerome, investment banker in Miami, then Dennis, tech entrepreneur in Austin. Each thought they were her only husband. Each was sending her money monthly. Each believed the traveling was for her exclusive real estate clients. Jerome was the first to speak after we all absorbed the shock. We need to confront her. Dennis, ever the tech guy, I can track her phone. She shared her location with me. Walter, pure CEO energy. Gentlemen, I believe we need law enforcement involved. Me, her bachelorette party is this Saturday. The plan formed quickly. We'd all come, we'd bring evidence, and Walter, being the oldest marriage, would contact the FBI about interstate bigamy. Update 2, the bachelorette party Saturday arrived. The four of us met at a diner near the party venue. Seeing them in person was surreal. We were like the world's most depressing support group. Walter, 45, tall, graying, looked like he hadn't slept, brought a folder of financial records showing he'd given Natalie over $150 during their marriage. Jerome, 36, younger, fit, angry, had printed their entire text history. She'd been promising him kids once her career settled. Dennis, 29, youngest, looked devastated. He bought a house for them. She was on the deed. Me, holding our wedding contracts worth about $35 in deposits. Gentlemen, Walter said, Agent Martinez will meet us there at 9 p.m. Yeah. The FBI was coming to my fiancée's bachelorette party. We drove separately, parked down the street. The party was in full swing, could hear music blasting, saw fancy cars everywhere. Her sister had really gone all out. At 8:45 we walked up together. Dennis knocked. Jessica answered, already tipsy. Her face went from confused to shocked as she recognized me. Daniel? What are you doing here? This is girls only, and who are? We need to see Natalie, Walter said calmly. Excuse me, who are you? Her husband. That's impossible, Daniel's her. No, Jerome stepped forward, I'm her husband. Actually, Dennis raised his hand, legally, I'm also her husband. Jessica's mouth opened and closed like a fish. Then she slammed the door. We heard shouting inside. Music stopped. Then the door flew open and there was Natalie in a bride-to-be sash, looking absolutely furious. What the hell are you doing here? She focused on me. Daniel, what is this? Hi, honey, Walter said coldly. Surprise visit from your husband. Husbands, Jerome corrected. Plural. The color drained from her face. Behind her, about 15 women were peering around the corner, including her mom, Gloria. This isn't, you can't just... Natalie, Dennis said quietly, we know everything. That's when the black SUV pulled up. Agent Martinez stepped out, badge visible. Natalie tried to run, in heels, in a bride-to-be sash. She made it about 10 feet before tripping on the gravel driveway. Update 3, the aftermath. The next hour was absolute chaos. Agent Martinez took control of the scene, while Natalie sobbed on the ground, mascara running everywhere. Her mom, Gloria, went full mama bear. Don't you dare arrest my baby. This is entrapment, harassment. Ma'am, Agent Martinez said calmly, bigamy across state lines is a federal offense. This is a legitimate investigation. Jessica turned on me. You brought the FBI to her bachelorette party? What kind of monster are you? The kind that doesn't want to be husband number 4 to a serial bigamist, I shot back. The other women at the party were recording everything, phones everywhere. Someone was definitely live streaming because comments were already popping up. Natalie finally stood up, grass stains on her white dress. She looked at all four of us, mascara streaking her face. I can explain, she started. Please do, Walter said, arms crossed. It started as a mistake. Walter, we were young and stupid in Vegas. We've been married 5 years, Walter interrupted. You visit monthly. I pay for your mother's condo. Gloria went pale. What? Mom, Jerome stepped forward. What about our wedding in Miami, the one your parents attended? Now Gloria looked confused. We've never been to Miami. Different parents, Dennis said quietly. She introduced me to an older couple in Houston, said you were dead. Gloria gasped. Dead? Turns out Natalie had hired actors to play her parents for Jerome and Dennis. The real estate business? Mostly fake. She had a license but barely sold anything. Her income was the combined support from 3 husbands. Agent Martinez finally stepped in. Miss Williams. Hutchinson. Walter corrected. Mills, said Jerome. Change, added Dennis. Whatever her name is, the agent continued, you're under arrest for federal bigamy charges. As they cuffed her, Natalie looked at me with tears in her eyes. Daniel, baby, I love you. The others were just, "Stop," I said. "Just stop." Her friends were still recording as she got put in the SUV. Jessica screaming about lawsuits, Gloria crying about not understanding how this happened. The four of us stood in the driveway watching the SUV disappear. "Drinks?" Walter suggested. "God, yes," we all said in unison. Update 4. The deluge. The video went viral overnight. Bride-to-be arrested at bachelorette party for having 3 secret husbands was trending. My phone exploded, reporters calling, my mom crying, my boss asking if I needed time off. But the real entertainment started Monday. Natalie made bail. Gloria put up her house and immediately went on the offensive. First, she called me 43 times, left voicemails ranging from, "Baby, please let me explain. This is all a misunderstanding. You're overreacting. I never meant to hurt you. The others meant nothing. How dare you ruin my life." Then came the social media post. Oh, this was rich. She posted a Notes app screenshot. "I've been victimized by bitter men who can't handle a strong, independent woman. Yes, I made mistakes in not properly ending previous relationships, but I was young and scared. These men stalked me to my private party and had me arrested to humiliate me. This is about control and abuse." The comments were brutal, half calling her a sociopath, half somehow buying her victim narrative. Her mom, Gloria, went on local news, actually went on TV claiming I was a vindictive ex who orchestrated this whole thing because Natalie broke up with him. "Lady, your daughter was literally married to 3 other people." Jessica started harassing all of us on social media, creating fake accounts to message us about being woman haters and conspiring to destroy an innocent woman. She even tried to get Jerome fired by calling his investment firm, claiming he was dangerous. Thankfully, his boss knew the whole story and told her to pound sand. Then came the legal letters. Natalie's lawyer sent demand letters to all 4 of us for emotional distress, defamation, loss of income, conspiracy to harass. Walter's response was beautiful. His lawyer sent back copies of the bigamy laws, their marriage certificate, bank records of payments, a countersuit for fraud totaling $150. The other husbands followed suit. Jerome wanted his $89 back. Dennis wanted her name off the house deed and his $200K returned. Me, I just wanted my wedding deposits back. Except, the venues wouldn't refund because it was within 30 days. The caterer kept half. The photographer kept the entire deposit. All told, I was out about $20. So I did something petty. I kept the honeymoon tickets. First-class flights to Bora Bora, Overwater Bungalow, the works. Non-refundable, but transferable. Took my brother instead. Posted photos of us drinking Mai Tais with Tahash to dodge a bullet. Natalie saw them and posted a rant about me stealing what was supposed to be our magical moment. Lady, you had 3 other magical moments you were juggling. Update 5. The reckoning. The federal case moved faster than expected. Turns out the FBI had been building evidence beyond just our situation. Natalie had been flagged for suspicious tax filings. She'd been filing as single in her state while receiving gifts from multiple sources. Tax evasion on top of bigamy. But before the trial, more bombs dropped. Dennis did some digging, tech guys, am I right, and found another marriage. Natalie had a brief marriage at 19 to someone named Ricky in her hometown. Never divorced. Still technically valid. That made 4 illegal marriages. Ricky, now 35, was shocked when contacted. He thought they'd gotten divorced years ago. Natalie had told him she filed the papers. She hadn't. He'd remarried, meaning he was technically guilty of bigamy too, though unknowingly. His current wife was not pleased. Then Jerome's investigation turned up something else. The luxury properties Natalie supposedly sold? She'd been using photos from other agents' listings, creating fake sale announcements, building a whole false persona as a super successful agent. Her broker's license was real, but she'd sold exactly 2 properties in 5 years. Both mobile homes. The actual trial was almost anticlimactic. Natalie tried to play victim right until the end. Showed up in conservative clothes, hair in a bun, looking like a Sunday school teacher. Her lawyer argued she was confused about the legal requirements and believed each marriage was invalid due to fraud. The prosecutor's response: she collected over $400,000 from 4 different men while maintaining separate lives with each. This wasn't confusion, it was a criminal enterprise. The judge wasn't buying her act either. Federal bigamy charges, tax evasion, wire fraud, the fake property sales crossed state lines. Sentence: 3 years federal prison, 5 years probation, restitution to all victims. Gloria fainted in the courtroom. Jessica called us all monsters and had to be escorted out. Natalie's final statement to the court: these men conspired to destroy me because they couldn't handle sharing my love. Sharing her love. Even the judge looked incredulous. Final update: it's been 6 months since Natalie reported to federal prison. The 4-5, including Ricky, ex-husbands, have a group chat now. We call ourselves the Natalie Survivors Club. Walter sends memes about polygamy. Jerome shares dating horror stories. Dennis rebuilt his life and met someone new. Ricky fixed his marriage after a lot of counseling. Me? I'm okay. The financial hit sucked, but I've recovered. Started dating recently, very cautiously. I joke that I now require background checks and marriage record searches, but honestly, I kinda do. The wedding vendors felt bad after the story went viral. The venue gave me a partial credit for a future event. The photographer offered a free portrait session. I used it for new LinkedIn headshots. Silver linings. Natalie's mom, Gloria, still sends me nasty messages occasionally. Stuff about ruining her daughter's life, being heartless, the usual. I don't respond. Jessica tried to sue me for intentional infliction of emotional distress for ruining the bachelorette party. It was dismissed immediately. Got a letter from Natalie last month from federal prison. She wanted me to know she's found faith and forgives me for my betrayal. She also asked if I could put money in her commissary account because the food is terrible and you know how sensitive my stomach is. The absolute audacity. I sent the letter to the ex-husband group chat. Walter responded with a gif of someone throwing papers in the air. Jerome said, she asked me to. Dennis just said laughing emojis. Ricky said his wife wanted to frame it as evidence that crazy exists. Here's what I learned. When someone tells you who they are through their actions, believe them. When your gut says something's off, listen. And when you find out your fiancé is married to 3 other people, definitely call the FBI. To anyone reading this who's been gaslit into thinking they're paranoid or controlling for having legitimate concerns, trust your instincts. You're not crazy. Sometimes people really are living double or quadruple lives. And Natalie, if you're somehow reading this from federal prison, no, I'm not putting money in your commissary. Maybe ask one of your other husbands. Oh wait. Peace out, Reddit. Thanks for following this absolutely insane journey. I'm gonna go live my boring, monogamous life now.